Hey guys, how are you doing? I hope the lighting's a bit better. I don't know if it is. I kind of moved a bit the lamp above my head, so hopefully it's not as shadowy as the ones before, even though you can see a lot of shadow over here. But yeah, I've been kind of struggling. I didn't really know what what video I should film basically. I'm reading books right now. I'm reading two books actually, which is a first for me. I actually started reading two books. Just before starting these two, I read Boy Meets Boy, which I finished, and I read Hide the Spanish Book, which was a gift from my friend for my birthday. It's really funny. But right now I'm reading We Have Always Lived in a Castle. That's for you, Andy, by Shirley Jackson, and I'm reading The Monstrumologist by Rick Yancey. So, I mean, I'm 2 chapters in this one, I'm a chapter in this one. I'm taking it slow. Hopefully I can be done with it in 10 days, basically, at the end of Halloween and start a new month with something new. I was thinking of reading Pride and Prejudice next. So yeah. Or maybe reading something and reading after this, or reading at the same time something else. So I kind of want to branch out. I don't want to just, limit myself to YA or anything like that. So I thought I would film, after a small update, I thought I would film something that Andy from Estelle's Revenge filmed. I think it might have been a month ago, something like that. It's a video in a series of videos that she's doing, and she kind of introduced herself and talked about who she is and how this shows who she is as a reader. So thought I would talk a bit about me. It's really cool to see that a lot of people have been commenting on my videos, and I've been replying, and we've been having like these really cool exchanges and conversations, and that's really cool. It makes it way more human, this booktubing experience, because right now I'm sitting alone in my room surrounded by books, talking to a camera, and when I read your comments and I comment back and everything, it makes sense. That's what I'm trying to say. So, tell you a bit about me. So, my name is Magali, which is kind of weird to say in English. People pronounce it Magali in English or something like that, but it's not. I don't think it's meant to be pronounced in English. It's a French name. Well, it's popular in France. I'm 21. I turned 21. Oh my god. On the 9th, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago. I was trying to calculate it, but I'm really bad at math. So, on the 9th, I have a little brother, and I live with my parents and my brother in Montreal, in Canada. So I go to university, I study anthropology and classical studies, which is really awesome. I mean, it's interesting. It's not what I want to do later on with my life. So right now I'm starting to get a bit not sick of it, but a bit, it's less stimulating for me. It's less exciting, basically. It's not what I want to do, and I'm reaching the end of my BA, so it's getting a bit too much. But hopefully next year I'll be applying to different colleges in either political science or anything that has to do with that. I would love to work in the international sphere of things, something in international law or something like that. The dream is to work in the UN, so hopefully one day, maybe, we'll see. Or maybe work in an NGO, non-governmental, yeah, NGO, because it's French, it's ONG, so I'm always confused with these acronyms. acronyms. So yeah, my goal in life is to help someone, basically. Help them change their lives for the better. So I know it might be a bit naive and idealistic or whatever, but I don't want to change the world. I want to help some people achieve their full potential, basically. I've been very blessed in my life. I've always had a home. I've always had food on the table. I've been sent to the best schools. My parents pay for my education. It's something really important to us in our family. Um, and yeah, every time I wanted to buy something, my parents would get it for me. So I haven't been really living in I haven't been deprived of things. So for all these people who have been, due to the context in which they're living, their situation and everything, if I can make it a bit easier for them, help them achieve their goals, um, I would die a happy girl. So basically that's my goal in life. Now for the reading aspect of my life, basically. When I was younger, I used to read a lot. My parents, my mom especially, used to read a lot to me when I was younger and I couldn't read yet. She would sit me down. She would read me a ton of stories. I still have them all in my other home, in my childhood home, basically. Um, so yeah, I have all these books there, and then I started reading maybe when I was around 5, which I think is the normal age for people to start reading in. I think I was something around 4 or 5. So yeah, I started reading on my own, and my mom never she never said no for a book. She would always get me a book. She would I mean, it was always one of our Christmas gifts, for example. It was always one of our birthday gifts, or any kind of occasion where presents were required. We always got me and my brother were always got a book, so it was part of our presents every time. And I remember I have these 2 books which are really cool. I'm sure they still do them now, but I believe I was 4 for my first one, 6 for my second one, or 4 and 5 or something like that. And it's these books where they take your name and your friends' names, your cousins' names, your mom's and dad's name and everything, and they incorporate them in the story. So it was really fun, and I used to be so impressed when I was like, oh, how did they know that? Oh my god, how did they know her name? How did they know his name? I was like so impressed, and it never occurred to me, that my mom gave them all the information they needed. Um, but yeah, then I still read till I was probably around 13, 14. That's probably when I hit my, non-reading years. I used to read these really silly books. They're too far and I don't feel like standing up. So there's this French edition called Cœur Grenadine, which means pomegranate heart. Yeah, that's it. And it's like a collection. There's the stories have nothing to do with each other. It's just the same collection, basically. And they talk about these silly love stories and all that, but when I was 12 and 13, those looked really cool, and I was like, oh my god, I wish I could be her. Oh, I wish he could fall in love with me, and this kind of stuff. And I left my love for reading with these books, basically. Those were the last books I read. And then, yeah, I was very sociable when I was a teenager. I still am. I still talk a lot, more than I should, and I'm not that shy to go approach people. But right now I'm more of a homebody. I like hanging out at home where it's not too loud, where I can just watch a movie or read a book, and where I'm warm. And I'm not a big fan of big crowds and everything like that. Or maybe that's what happens when you get a bit older. even though all my friends like going to clubs and all that, it's not my thing at all. But I used to always go out with my friends, and I didn't have much time for reading. It was either this or that for me in my mindset, and I didn't have time for reading. But I started reading the first year I came back to Canada, and when I came, I think I started reading with The Hunger Games. This was what let me read again. And I remember that year I didn't read much. I think I read 3 books. I read The Hunger Games. I read, where is it? Oh god. The Book of Tomorrow by Sia Ahern. I think I showed that book in my first video. And I read Safe Haven, which is up there. Safe Haven by Nicholas Sparks. So I read only these books that year, so it wasn't like a big love story with reading. But then the summer, like the next year, or was it, I think it was last year actually, last summer in August, I came back from vacation and I discovered BookTube. It was really awesome. I mean, it was so exciting seeing how you guys talk about books and how they fascinated you. It wasn't just like, ooh, it's a book. It wasn't, it was like you were in love with those books you were showing us, and it kind of, it rubbed off. I mean, it was kind of like a mirroring thing. I saw you were excited, I got excited, and I went and I bought books. And I started reading, and I haven't stopped reading since. So basically, it's been a year, I finished a book, I started another one. I think I've taken one break, and was like just recently when after the readathon, I was really tired, and then school started, and then it got a bit crazy and I didn't have much time to read. But I always keep a book in my bag, even though I'm not reading a lot of it at the moment, but you never know when you have to wait for something or someone, and having a book in your bag is always a good thing. So basically that's my story. I'm sorry the video is kind of long, it's 12 minutes, almost 13, but that's my reading story. I love BookTube. I think I was really involved with, I used to comment a lot and watch a lot of beauty videos on YouTube, and I used to notice, oh my god, the hate comments. People were just so mean on there. They were really kind and sweet people who used to be really nice and comment really sweet things, but there used to be a lot of negative comments, and that was terrible. I was like, I would never want to upload a video on like being a beauty guru, as they call themselves, because I don't want to subject myself to this kind of hate. I mean, I don't want to do that for it's not a cool thing to read and to feel. But BookTube is such a nice community. Everyone is so kind, and we're all here just to discuss books basically. And I've met so many great people, which it's amazing. And so yeah, that's basically my story. I would just like to thank 3 people in particular for my reading journey, for continuing my reading journey after my long teenage years, and they're Les and Bex from Get Bookish and Priscilla from The Readables, and they actually, it was their videos who made me want to read. So thank you guys. I love reading. I don't know what I would do if I wasn't, so yeah, thank you for watching. Be sure to comment. Please film videos to let me know who you are. I always love to know who I'm talking to. And so yeah, hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye.